Good morning, YouTubers. What's up, guys? Nathan here, of course, again. Pretty excited. Obviously, sorry for the update, but I did say there's not going to be very many updates because nothing's going off with my car. And I've not had any footage from anyone else to upload for their cars anyway. But, obviously, as you can see, been a week, 2 weeks, something like that. Sporting a bit of a beard, which has got to go soon. But I've just had news that quite a lot of my parts have turned up for the boosted GT build. Just think of the exhaust parts, a few AM fittings and things. So I'm going to go get them now and then ship up to the workshop and obviously show you what I've ordered and everything that's turned up. So a couple of things turned up, not yesterday, before, which I've got them anyway. So I'll show you again what were the extra bits and pieces and see how they're going to be fitting onto the turbo, making sure that hopefully that's turned up. I don't know whether that has. I've got a different drain because I'm going for a hybrid build on the turbo now, which I'll go through in the update anyway. So I'm going to go get them now, shoot up to the workshop and have a bit of a look. Also, tomorrow we're going to, or a few of us are going to the Cars Coffin Christmas Cake at Landspeed in Nottinghamshire. So that should be pretty good. So for tomorrow, just so everyone can sort of know about what show we've started, I've got a couple of these things just to put on cars and stuff, which has got obviously the date which they showed us before, and also the web address for the clothing as well. So I'll put some of them on a few cars and stuff. So that should be pretty good. Yeah, but brilliant. So we shall. I shall nip to the office and go and get the other bits and pieces, and then we'll head up to the workshop and I'll show you the bits and stuff that's turned up. So, see you in a moment. Hello! Right, I've been to go and pick up all the parts and everything that were shipped over. I just nipped over to the depot where everything was because I wasn't in when everything was supposed to be delivered yesterday, so just got a load of notes. Now there was 6 little parcels and one whacking great huge parcel. Now, obviously, some of you are aware, some of you aren't aware that I generally use the MX-5 as a daily car. They're not great for putting big parcels in at all, unfortunately. You just can't do it. So I had to break the parcel down and whatever, and get it all in the car. I have got a bigger car to use, but I still like using it. So, without further ado, what have we got? Well, the main big parcel was this. That is a full exhaust kit. Now it's one of the universal exhaust kits. It's only mild steel, it's not stainless or anything like that, because to be honest, the amount of times I strip this car down, change my mind and everything, I don't want to be yogging out a heck of a lot on stainless steel exhaust fittings and everything. Plus it's just easy to MIG weld that up and it will do the job for years and years, and then when I get bored of it, I'll just change it over to something else, or I'll get put onto a different car, or you know what I mean. It's just the cost really. It's just far cheaper to go with that for me anyway. It will do the job. I've dropped down. The original exhaust on it is a bit of a mishmash between a Peugeot parts, a couple of MX-5 bits, MGB GT straight pipe, which is about 1.7 inch, something like that. And then it's got like a cherry bomb, a generic back box. I've gone to 2 inch on this. I can't go any bigger. Now the reason because of that is, if I show you. GT. Right, you're not going to see. If you look down there, look at all these pipes will be gone. Can't wait. Yeah. If you see down there, obviously that's where the normal exhaust manifold bolts up to the downpipe, which is a custom downpipe. Now, I say custom downpipe, it's a mishmash downpipe. There is not much room down there, and I just don't want to be fighting with having to hammer it or anything like that if I don't get it exactly right. So just go smaller. I mean, okay, for a performance point of view, you really should be hitting 2.5 inch, 3 inch. But come on, I mean, it's what will it be? Triple the horsepower it came out with, more than triple the horsepower it came out with. It just no. I'm fine with what it's got. I mean, they're 2.5 inch. Pipe work anyway, which I've got sort of some of that left, and I was going to build an exhaust kit out of it, but it's just too big, and like I said, I don't want the extra hassle. This kit will more than enough do the job. Now the idea is to take it literally from the turbo, which will be around about somewhere there, straight down that gap, and I think I'm just going to put the collector on it, middle silencer, and then 90 degree out here. just keeping away from the jacking point. So I think I'll take it on this side of the jacking point. Like I say, this is all subject to change. Who knows? I might even decide to put it down there, which might look a little bit more Mad Maxy. If you remember the car at the first and second film, the Interceptor, he had the exhaust things flicked up. Now I'll probably just stick it out the side a little bit. I think it will look quite good there, and it will certainly sound awesome when I'm chewing along. So that's the idea. As I said before in the last episode, I can't do any work on this until after next weekend, because I'm using it to go away in. So we need it, really. I mean, I could take the supercharger off, I suppose, and just drag the caravan without the supercharger on, but these things haven't got enough low-down torque to be mucking about dragging the caravan, so the MX-5 engine needs boosting, really. So it's staying on for now. Plus tomorrow we've got a car meet, which I said earlier on in the video, which should be quite good. I'll hopefully try and video some of that, but no me, I'll forget. But I will be sending out the flyers and stuff for people, and try and get them to come to the breakfast club meet. So hopefully, if any of you subscribers want to come, just check out the previous video. I'll put a link in this one as well, and you'll see whereabouts it is. It's only in Derbyshire. It's not very far away, obviously, if you're in the Midlands-ish area. So come along, it should be alright. At the moment, there's about 30 cars going. We've got room for a heck of a lot more than that, and it is the first one, so I don't expect it to be mega busy, but you never know. Hey, you never know. So that's obviously the exhaust stuff done. Right, then there was the 6 or 7 parcels. So this one I've already opened. Now, if you remember from the previous video, I had this flange. Flange. Well, that is for, I think it's a 2.5 inch. I hope it's 2.5 inch, because look, yeah, it's a 2.5 inch insert. So I need, I think it's 2.5. That's 2.5 inch. Hold on. Let's have a look. It doesn't really matter, because I think, oh, that's close. It's very close. It's closer than bolts, but that's fine. I can sort all that. So, or I could do it the other way around. Yeah, we shall see. So anyway, yeah, we've got that insert, which in theory I might have got the measurements wrong. We'll just soon find out in a minute, because I think one of these has got it in. I think it's that one. For the exhaust to sit in, weld in, job done. Now, that is a 2.5 inch apparently, which I don't think it is, even though it said 2.5 inch on the sail thread. I don't think that is. I should have measured it before I ordered the bits, but it don't matter, I can get around the problem. So that's 2.5 inch. Now, I've gone to a 2 inch exhaust, so we need to step it down. So basically, bespoke. But now that is stainless, because the pit that's going on there is going to be stainless, so I ordered one of those to step it down. Again, not bothered too much about the performance loss. Doesn't really matter so much. The other thing that was required, obviously on the drain side, was there's a fitting, should be in one of these packets, for the bottom of the turbo, and then going onto a standard barb. And then I ordered another barb that's to go on the sump, and I've also ordered the nuts to go on the back, or a nut to go on the back. Well, ordered a few online. So, right, if I just set the camera down, I'll open up another one of these parcels, and we'll move that, and we'll take a look at what else is in here. Might as well take a look at this one, because the camera was pointing at it. So what's in here now? This is possibly the nuts. Yes, it is. Yeah, so that's the nuts, which will go on the back of that. So yeah, perfect. Right, so that's that one done. What's in here? T28 turbo manifold gaskets. Wait with me a minute. We'll get the manifold. Perfect. Yeah. So you'll see T28 turbo manifold gaskets. Now I've ordered 2, just because they were like £1, so why not? They're that cheap, may as well. So that's that one. What's in this packet then? Like Christmas, even though I should really know what I've ordered. You know, when you've got it in your list and it's been in my sale list for so long, I might as well have forgotten. Right. Now, this, you can see on there, that is the drain. Now it's a custom fitting for it, and in theory, see if he's got his measurements right again, should fit. Ooh. Might have put the wrong one in it. So look, unless there's some stuff on the. Yeah, I don't think the threads are very clean. I'll go that way instead. Might have to run the. I forgot what you call it now. What do you call it? Oh gosh, what do you call it? Tap and die kit. That's it. Right, I'm sorry about this. I'm just going to get the other stuff out of the bag. If I can open this, I can guarantee when I'm on camera I can't open the Ziploc bag. When I'm not on camera, I can open it. Right, let's have a look. Oh. Right, okay. So, sump side. It's not particularly very big, but I got told that you don't need it to be ridiculous because it's only going to froth it down there anyway. So, that's for the sump. Now, obviously, I don't know if you know the MX5, but the sump is thin. So, I don't really want to be threading that in just with that. So, I've obviously got the nuts and do it on the other side. Now I'll chemical metal that bugger in just to be doubly safe. So we'll put those together. Then on the other side, which I've just shown you, was that. Now that's the turbo drain, which again, similar sort of size. I could have gone a bit bigger to be fair, but I didn't need it. Now, that's got the same thread. Now that should be going fully down, but I have noticed that it only goes down halfway, which if it was a problem with the threads, as in if it was the wrong thread, it wouldn't even go down that far, but I don't know if the camera will make that out, to be honest. Let's just try. Yeah, it's not going to make it out. But yeah, the threads look like they just need the tap and die kit down them. Just a tad. Oh, yeah. Just a slight bit. That's because at the moment, it's only going down that far. Now, in theory, it should go down practically all the way. It does come with a gasket as well, which is great. So that's the kind of the drain part sorted. There should be, and I think that's in here. Yes, this. I've gone for cotton overbraid. I could have gone AN to be fair, but I think it's a bit much for the sump. So, yeah, perfect. Okay, so I've got a couple of meters of this stuff because, in actual fact, it's similar to the fuel line that I use as well. So, you always tend to use it, and why not? For how cheap it is, I think it was like £7, something like that, if that. So, obviously, got the hose for the oil drain. Right, let's put that back in the bag because this bench does need a clean because it's particularly dirty. What I'll do is pick up the camera and show you the rest. Okay, that's that bit. So what else do we have? This should be the 90-degree bend. Well, I'm going to have to put it down again. I can't even open the bag. Should be the 90-degree, he says. Yes, it is. Polish 90 degree. Even says profusion. Don't know how long that's going to stay on there, but oh, you see now that that is a 2.5. The other one was supposed to be 2.5. I'll show you with. I'll take the camera. The other one was supposed to be 2.5, but it didn't fit in there. So you can see how. I mean, this one you can tell it's a much better product, and obviously they've got the size correct because that slots in there. There's a little bit of swarf on the side, but that slots straight in. So where is? There we go. All right, because that is supposed to be 2.5 as well, but it's slightly bigger. Yeah. In actual fact, that's done me a favour because I can just slot that on, and I will TIG that bugger up. Because that is supposed to be stainless, but it looks like mild steel to me. Doesn't matter. That's fine. Well, at least that's that problem out of the way, because I was starting to get a bit worried about that. I'd have to obviously get more bits, but yeah, that's gonna. So if I put the camera, that's well, you kind of know that the gist of it. Obviously, that bolts to the turbo, and then as it comes out of the turbo, it's doing a tight 90 straight down, and then that's where we'll weld that on. Slide that on there. Weld it on, TIG it on probably, I reckon, yeah. Then obviously it goes down to the normal exhaust pipe, and that's when obviously we get all the pie cuts or anything. And I'm hoping the bends that came with that kit, 'cause it's got quite a few, I don't need any pie cuts or anything, because I could just knacker it all up. Now, I did think this was everything, but it's actually not. Everything hasn't turned up yet, because I'm still waiting on a manifold gasket. So, I mean, they even give you that piece of stainless pipe in a bubble wrap bag. And how good's that? Profusion. Highly recommend them. So, last but no means least, what do we have here? I think this. Yes, it is. Okay. This is obviously a silicone hose in bright pink, because I think it just looked cooler under the bay. Now, this is a 2.5. It's a 2.5 down to 2. I think it's supposed to be. I should know it in millimeters really, but still work in inches, even though my generation shouldn't. Right, let's just have a look. So that's obviously. Can I get the gist? This is a normal hose. But one side, because my air intake pipes. Yeah, it's a bit cold, but it should go on. Yeah, ish. So, yeah, it goes from I think it's a 2 to a 2.5 because of my standard boost pipe. That's going to come straight off the turbo. I'll go and grab the turbo now. Elephant wang! Elephant wang! You kind of get the gist. Obviously, that'll be hoiked onto the exhaust manifold. I'll tell you what, we'll put them together again, shall we? Because you can never see too many turbos together, can you really? Let's put them together and then I'll show you. Oh. I'm going to have to sort out them studs, but there we go. Jeez, that's that way. So it's the wrong way round. Just twist that. There we go. Point that in the vice so you can kind of see it. There we go. So, like that. If it was if that was level on the side of the block, it's going to hang out quite a lot. I mean, obviously it's not bolted fully up. So yeah, it goes from a 2-inch on the turbo side. I'm going to have to get a different clamp for that. Or I might actually have one looking at it. There, straight out to my standard 2.5-inch intake pipes, I think. I'll have a look. So yeah, choo choo. And then obviously we've got the exhaust manifold. We'll get that now as well, I think. Let's just. Oh. I have got a tripod. Just really use it. Can you see the turbo? Yeah, you can. Okay. So then this. I haven't tried these together, by the way, so this is the first time. Best fit for how much it cost. Yeah. Look at that. There we go. Slide them on. I do need to put a different stud in there, I think. Hopefully I've got something that fits. Then, you see the turbo from there? Sure you can. Yeah, you can. Then, obviously, that's going to go that way. Like that. Hwang! Yeah, epic. Pretty epic. It's going to look pretty good, considering it's a bit of a backyard install. But, should be better than some of the other builds that I see. So, I'm spending a bit more time working things out and making sure things are correct. But that should be pretty nice. I think I will probably TIG that, to be honest, because it will look neater, because you're going to see it. So I'll probably get it TIGged down. I've got some stainless steel MIG wire as well, so I could stainless steel MIG wire it if need be, but I think I'll TIG it. So there she is. There's the puppy. Oh, I have also ordered I may have said in the last video, a VW boost solenoid, one that I can control with the ECU. This camera really doesn't like that pink. So yeah, that's how we're going. That's the oil drain. So hopefully when I take that off, that other piece fits. I hope so. Water-wise, that's a good question. I've got the water pipe. Even though no one actually asked that question, I've just seen it myself. I have actually got the water pipe stuff myself. That's the oil. That one is the water. I will strip the turbo down and clean it. But the actual water pipe stuff, they did come with some, and what I'll do is I'll use those ones, but then they'll be hoinked into standard water hoses that come with the turbo, well, come with the car. That's pretty much how it's going to go. Stoked. It's a pity I can't take it off the. Can't you start it on the car now? I mean, that would be. I mean, what I am going to do is all this is going to be bolted onto the car. I'm going to bolt it all down, get it all tight, all done with the car, with the engine still in the car. Get all the exhaust manifold sort of matched up and kind of get it all fabricated, or at least tacked together at the very least. Then strip the engine out, knowing I've got all that part done. Then I can do the drains and everything, as in do the sump. So because it's just easier that way, and at least I know it all fits and everything. But I'm pretty stoked, to be honest. That's going to be the business. Really going to be the business. Should I have gone for a TD04? Maybe, because I probably would have wanted a screamer pipe. But if it's only this and that, which are the different, because you can get the T28, which has got the similar back end to similar exhaust end to the TD04. You can still use that same flange, which is the reason why I went for this turbo, because that flange you can go up to the bigger turbo. It's got the same one. It's a bit overkill for this little turbo rear, to be honest. But that should be a beauty. Pretty chuffed. There is going to be from there a strengthening bar. I am going to have to, once it's on the car, I'll be able to figure out how I'm going to do it. There should be. I'll probably do a bit like the supercharger, the way the supercharger was off the back, where I did the bracing bar on the threaded bar. I'll probably have the similar sort of thing, just to hold it, because otherwise these things just crack. Then they're constantly hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold, and the weight of the turbo, it will just end up cracking. So it's just easier if I just try and at least brace it a bit. There's a brace underneath at the bottom I can use as well. So, aye, pretty sore today. Brilliant. Right, well, I'm now going to put all this stuff safe so I don't lose any of it. And I shall see in the next one now. Obviously, tomorrow, after this video, you'll probably see the other bits and pieces from tomorrow's meet. then it will be our meet, which is not next weekend, the weekend after that. Then this stuff gets started that same day, that Sunday the 17th. This is getting started, whipping that turbo off, whipping that supercharger off, whipping that exhaust manifold off, bolting this thing down, start some fabrication, and we all love some fabrication, don't we? So anyway, if you've liked the video, hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe if you're not a subscriber. It means a lot to us. Check out the merchandise as well, and check out the website if you would. That'd be great. And I shall see you in the next one. Catch you later.